Hi, I'm Ria.
And I'm Nickolai.
And today we're going to show you how to choose a hammer.
So, Ria, the first thing we want to consider when we're getting a hammer, weight.
Alright.
Weight. Because the weight can seriously affect how we approach the project. So, go ahead and try and hold this hammer for me.
Seems a bit heavy.
Yeah, and you see how you're holding it, you already started choking up on the handle, and that's just so that you can maintain some control, but that's the wrong way to hold the hammer. Because you really want to hold the hammer down at the end, When you're looking at the weight of hammers, hammers are measured in terms of ounces, So they go from 16 to 28, 16 ounces to 28 ounces. Here we have a 16 ounce hammer, it's a flat glass, regular household hammer, And then this steel hammer here is not 28 ounces, but it's 22 ounces actually.
Which was still heavy for us.
Yes, it's still very heavy.
So Nickolai, do you think the size of the nail would matter?
Yes, the size of the nail does matter here. Because, take for instance, right, we have this 4-inch spike here. With a 4-inch spike, you don't necessarily want to go with a smaller hammer. Because the small hammer is not going to give you enough power to really drive the nail deep into the wood. So you're going for a larger hammer because the larger hammer has the power, It has all the proper drive you're going to need, leverage. That's what you're looking for, something like this. However, with a nail like this, no.
No, doesn't look pretty. I think you're going to knock your fingers.
You're going to knock your fingers, So you want a smaller hammer that's going to give you all the precision and accuracy you're going to need.
So you have a little more control.
Yeah, it's all about control, and then you can just really just do what you have to do and drive that in.
So let's talk a little bit about the shaft of the hammer. This hammer has a fiberglass shaft. And when we're using this, it's going to minimize the amount of vibration that you get when you're pounding that nail in.
The steel shaft hammer, however, you get full vibration. You're going to actually get to feel every knot that you hit this hammer.
So you're going to be able to tell if you're making an error, or if you have an error at the angle, or the way you're holding it is the wrong way.
And then of course you have the wooden shaft hammers, which is that's like a cross between steel and fiberglass. You're going to get a mid-range of vibration and feel with that.
So let's talk a little bit about the ends of the hammer. Now we have two fiberglass shaft hammers here with different ends. So if we look at the curvature of this one is called a claw hammer. And we're going to need a claw hammer when we need to remove nails so we get the leverage to do so.
This is called a ripping or framing hammer. And we use this end to be able to rip material away from each other. So for instance, you could rip things off of walls. You can basically do a lot of demolition with this right here.
So some key points to remember when buying a hammer is the weight. Do you want more control?
Or do you want more power?
And the shaft. Do you want a fiberglass shaft that's going to minimize vibration?
Or do you want a steel shaft that's going to accentuate the vibration?
And the ends. Do you want a claw end that's going to help you pry those nails out?
Or do you want a ripping end that can help you to demolish every single thing?
It's up to you.
So thank you for watching. And if you want more information, of course, you can visit us at our website, hdcaribbean.com.
Or on our Facebook page, Home and Garden Caribbean.